Hello, this is Timothy Perfit from Twocanoes Software, and I want to show you a project that we're working on that allows you to do SAML authentication to be able to download certificates generated on a Microsoft Certificate Authority right on your Mac. And in this example, we have a very specific use case, whereas I'm on a public Wi-Fi network, PSNet, and I want to join this secure network. And this secure network has been secured by 802.1x. That requires certificates I'm issued by a certificate authority that's part of my Active Directory network. So if I choose that, you see it's prompted. I don't have a username or password because there isn't one, so I can't join this network. So what I want to do is be able to download a configuration profile that has a certificate generated by the Microsoft Certificate Authority. So let me show you that first. So you can see that I have my network policy server set up, and it's I have a network access point that authenticates to Radius through this network policy service. And for secure wireless connections, you can see that one of the constraints is Microsoft Smart Card or other services, and that requires a certificate that's been issued by my Microsoft Certificate Authority. You can see this certificate authority is here, and it's set up to be able to issue certificates for any authenticated user. So if we go in here and look at this, you'll see that any certificates issued by this certificate authority. So this is all set up, and that's the reason I'm getting prompted. But so now what I need to do is I got to install a certificate and private key from the certificate authority on this Mac, and then configure the service. So that can be a difficult process, but what we're trying to do is make it very easy. A lot of organizations have the issue of users are not inside the corporate network, so they can't communicate directly to the certificate authority. So imagine that I'm at home and I just got my new Mac and I want to be able to configure it to access the corporate network the next time I'm going in. So I just go to this web page, which will be hosted outside the firewall at the company, and I would click on sign in. And since I'm not authenticated, it'll knock me over to or redirect me over to authenticate via SAML to Okta. So if I'll just sign in with my Okta credentials, these are the same credentials I'd use to access any of the other corporate network services. And once I'm authenticated, it'll send me back to my the same application, the Twocanoes application. And from here, I can download the 802.1x profile. I'll go ahead and double click on it, install it. And inside this profile, it has, you can see, once it's installed, it has three settings. It has a root certificate for my certificate authority. It's got the configuration for the Wi-Fi network, and it's also got my certificate that's associated with my user account. So now if I go here and I want to be able to connect up to my secure network, you notice that I did not get prompted. And now I should be authenticated to that network. There I go. Now I'll go back here and I'll try something on the network. Go to Google, and that works fine. So that's an example of our SAML to SAML authenticated gateway to be able to get certificates from Microsoft CA. One of the other things is if I try to sign out from the app here, and I go to sign back in, it redirects me to Okta, shows that I'm already authenticated, and goes back. So it's just like any other SAML authenticated application, but this one allows you to generate certificates and be able to configuration profiles. This could also allow you to push those profiles or certificates through an MDM if you wanted to, but this example just shows kind of a front end. Let me show you what it looks like on iOS. First thing I'll do is I'll try and join the secure network, and it'll prompt me for username and password. So I'll cancel out of that, and now I'll go back to our web application, and once it hits that application, it will allow me to log in, and I'll have to sign in with my Okta credentials or my SAML provider. So redirect me over to Okta, and I'll put in my username and password, the same one I used in the Mac, my enterprise credentials. And once I'm authenticated, it redirects me back to our application that allows me to get a certificate in the 802.1x configuration. So I tap on that, install the profile just like I normally would any other profile, install it, and once that's installed, I'll be able to securely join that network. So to show that, let me go back to settings and try and join that secure network. So it finds that secure network, tap on it, and within a few seconds, I've now joined that network. And you can see that I've got, I'll tap on the I button, get information, and see that I have an IP address and I'm part of that network. So now let me launch a browser and just go to Google and see that I indeed am now successfully authenticated to this network.